Good morning. Welcome to Wholesome Roots Farmstead. This morning I am milking the goats once again, as usual. So the last 2 days I separated the kids at night from the Alpine. So 5 to 6 cups of milk for Kitty, which is pretty good, but I kind of expected her to give me 8 cups because of how much she gave me when she wasn't separated. But still pretty good, I guess. Considering she's only 3 weeks fresh from having her kids. And Rocky gave me 2.5 to 3 cups. Peanut gave me 3 to 4 cups. Not numbers I'm looking for in a high production dairy goat like an Alpine. So I'm a little disappointed about that. But like I said, it is still early, so hard to tell, but Rocky is so hard to milk. She has tiny, tiny teeth, and she has a really tight udder. Even if she has just been milked out, her udder is really tight. So to get a nice grip on the teat to milk is really, really hard. It is just really hard on my hands. So I'm hoping that her daughter Cream has more of her dad's genetics on teat and udder. So, because I am planning on retaining Cream. But what that means is there's a good chance I'm going to end up selling Rocky when she weans her kid. So if you know anybody looking for an Alpine with tiny teats, let me know. But anyway, so that's the update on them. Now, last night, I forgot to separate the baby goats. So, I am milking without a separation. So, I'm kind of curious because prior to separating the goats, I didn't actually measure how much. I just looked at how much. So, I'm going to measure and see how much Kitty gives when I don't separate the kids. Because I'm just curious. I like to do that kind of thing. So that's where we're at with them. Fancy too, the black coated Fancy, she has refused to get on my milk stand all week, and I could not figure it out. I thought, did she slip the last time? Did she get hurt her last hoof trimming and I didn't know it? Did a possum sit on the bench and pee in the middle of the night and scare her off by the smell? Like, I really could not figure out what was terrifying her about getting on the milk stand. We literally had to pick her up and put her on it. Once she was on it, she was fine, but jumping up on it, she just would not do. Then yesterday, we realized that Bo is extremely interested in her. She's in heat. That girl had PMS. You wouldn't think that goats would act like that, but just before they come into heat, they tend to start acting different. And I've noticed it with Fancy Girl, my other Fancy. She'll act like a crazy loopy teenager and hop and skip and jump like crazy when just before she comes into heat. Now I know Fancy 2 acts like a grumpy old lady. Basically, she was just grumpy. She didn't want to get up on the milk stand, and even after I would milk her and let her off the stand, instead of following me out to the pasture, I literally had to push her by the hips up the hill into the pasture. That's not like her. She usually is very well behaved. So we'll see. We'll find out if Bo is old enough to breed and if he has enough swimmers to breed. That is a question that we've had in the past, because when he was just still pretty young buckling, he did breed with Shady, but it didn't take. So our question is he still young, or is he not as fertile as we would like him to be? Either way, he was my first goat. He's not going anywhere. So if I have to keep him separate from his half-sisters, we will. And so his mom is Fancy Girl, so he can't breed with her. His half-sister is Willow. His other half-sister is Sugar and Spice. That's 4 of our goats he can't breed. So the only ones he could breed with are Fancy 2, who is in heat now, so I'm going to let them stay together. and see if that happens, because it would be a beautiful breeding. They both have really good milk lines, so it would be really interesting to see what comes of that. And he can breed Shady Girl, but she's already bred, so next fall he or Fluffernutter could be our choice, depending on if he's able to breed. So we'll find out. The only way to find out is to let him breed, so we're leaving him with Fancy too and seeing how that goes. You want to come all the way in so they can see you? Say hi.
Hi.
Rowan's been hiding, if you haven't noticed. He hasn't been in a whole lot of my videos lately because he's been not wanting to participate as much. But today he said, I wanna come. I wanna be a part of it. All right, so Kitty is done, and I've got what looks like 2 cups.
And I'm playing ball.
Yes, you are. So 2 cups, and that's without separating her from her babies. So I get a good 3 to 4 more cups when I separate, so definitely worth separating at night. And the babies are fine. They don't really nurse that much through the night. They usually sleep through the night. So it's just that morning nursing that they usually jump on mom right away and get that milk. So that's the milk that I'm getting. But just like human breastfeeding, it works the same with goats. A baby's mouth can extract more milk than my hand can. So just like humans that try pumping.
I'm having fun.
Good, Rowan. Just like humans that try pumping and can't get any milk, but their baby gets enough. It's the same concept with goats. So I know that the babies are getting plenty of milk even after I've milked her out completely.
We
so
just
no
got
worries there.
a new train set. We got a new train set.
Yeah. All right, that's my update for now. I'm gonna finish milking these goats. Liam felt left out. He was trying to get in the camera view, and he couldn't reach because he's too small. Say hi.
Hi.
There you go.
Hi.
Yeah, nice boys. So Fancy 2 right here is my last Nubian in milk, but she's in heat, so we're gonna be keeping a close eye on that and see if Bo here ends up mating with her. Fancy Girl right here is super duper duper pregnant. She is so big and fat. So we're expecting her due date in April. Shady is due in April. And where's Willow? Hey boys, be nice.
He did it again.
What's that baby doing? Are you jumping up on me? You know, you're not supposed to do that because when you get big, that's not going to be a good habit. I know, you just love the attention. And then Willow here, I wasn't planning on breeding when we had Tornado here, but she apparently got with him. He did jump the fence on his last day here. That's why he actually went home because he learned that he could jump the fence. And so he was in with her and apparently is breeding chick. And the reason why I wasn't going to breed her is she was just a little on the young side, but she had great size to her, so it was okay if it happened, but I really was kind of wanting to wait a little bit longer. But
I'm a statue.
This is okay.
I'm a statue.
You are a statue. Are you posing?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I see.
What's the matter with you? I'm having so much fun being a statue. I being statues.
Yeah, Fluffernutter's finishing the last little bit that was in his bottle.
Fluffernutter is being a statue too.
Yeah, he says, wait, Mama, were you going to bring that bottle up to the house and wash it? I want the last bit. I want that last bit. Yeah.
Here, come here, Fluffernutter. Oh.
So I forgot to tell you when I was still out there in the barn, Peanut gave me 1 cup and Rocky gave me 2 cups. So Rocky almost gave me as much milk as she does when she's not separated, and her udder was really tight. So I'm gonna keep a close eye and make sure that Cream is nursing enough, because it kind of points to maybe the baby didn't get as much milk as she normally does. But she looks fine. The baby's bouncing around, but I will keep a close eye anyway, just to be sure that she's getting enough milk. So altogether, I got a ½ gallon today, without separating the kids. Yesterday, I almost had a whole gallon. So definitely worth it to separate those kids at night and not forget again. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about is how much I'm looking forward to having my Nubians back in milk again, because they definitely gave me more than the Alpines. For these particular Alpines, even though Alpines are known to be higher yielding breed, these particular ones just aren't. So you always want to make sure that if you're looking at goats that you see how much milk they actually give before you get them, if that's something that's important to you. These ones were a package deal, so it wasn't something I was necessarily concerned about. I just wanted to make sure I got them into a good home, because my friend was looking for a good home, and so we have done that, and we are glad that we got them. They're nice goats, but because of our look at production, we need to move along and see what the next goat will be. And so they would probably suit another smaller family better than us, who's trying to produce enough milk that we can do pet milk sales. That's my goat update. We have 1 in heat, 3 that are bred to kids soon, and 3 Alpines that we're milking currently that just had kids, and 2 that are possibly bred. And then of course Bo, our buck, and Eugene, our wether. So that's where we stand currently. And Fluffernutter, can't forget Fluffernutter, that little sweet baby. He's our buckling that will be our new herd sire when he's old enough to breed. I hope you all enjoy. Please subscribe, like, and share. And thank you for watching Wholesome Room.